Browns OTAs are underway today, actually day 2 of OTAs. The first one open to us, of course, to watch, and we got to see Kareem Hunt on the field. And for the first time since arriving to the Browns barricade, we got to hear from Kareem Hunt as well.
You know, he seemed really humble and contrite to me. He was believable. He talked about doing all the right things. He's going out, he's talking to schools, he's getting counseling, he's here, he's working out all the time. He has promised John Dorsey that he will not commit another act of violence. He knows he has to earn the trust of everyone in this organization, but he vows nothing like this will ever happen again.
Yeah, and he talked about how he saw the video, of course, and that it wasn't him. He was asked questions about his family, about how he'll deal with some of the expectations here, and he did handle himself well. He was certainly ready for this opportunity, and now you can't really put it behind you, but now the focus, at least for Kareem Hunt, can be on football.
That's right, and the thing to remember here is that John Dorsey will not give him a third chance, so he cannot mess up again. He knows that he's got to be on the straight and narrow and that this has to be behind him. So yes, he is focusing on football right now, and I thought he looked pretty good out there today. He looks fast, he looks like he's in great shape, he looks hungry, he looks ready to go, and he talked about wanting to bring a Super Bowl to his hometown more so than anything.
And he was about this close to having maybe the play of the day on a deep pass from one of the quarterbacks in camp. It was not Baker. It was one of the quarterbacks lower down on the depth chart. Ran a great route, got open. Couldn't hang on to the ball in the end zone, but it was sort of that dynamic playmaking ability that you expect from Kareem Hunt. He put that on display in certain spots today.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they divide up the workload when he gets back off of this 8-game suspension, and you've got Nick Chubb there, and who's going to be the workhorse, and who knows how that's going to all work out.
Now, we also heard from Baker Mayfield today, and of course he talked about Odell Beckham, who was here on Tuesday but was not here today for the Browns. And Baker Mayfield talked about how he's not out there trying to convince Odell Beckham to come here, that they have time to create that timing. That's what mandatory minicamp is for. That's what training camp is for. But we did get to hear from Baker regarding Odell.
Yeah, and they also will work together in California again like they did last year in between the mini camp and the training camp. Everybody here is saying all the right things. Everybody is basically defending Odell for not being here. But the truth of the matter is, in a perfect world, they wish he was here the whole time. I mean, they are trying to get ready to make a run at a championship this year. At the very least, they want to win the AFC North. So everyone wants him here, but I think Freddie Kitchens, and he talked about this today, he wants Odell to be mentally ready to be here. And I think he still realizes that he's kind of wrapping his brain around this trade, around a move to Cleveland, and he's giving him some of the space that he needs.
Yeah, and then listening to Freddie today, of course, you got to read between the lines a little bit. It did seem like, obviously, he would prefer Odell were here, were working with his teammates, but he also reiterated it is voluntary. You can't compel someone to be here, and of course the real test will be when mandatory minicamp rolls around. Now, another guy who was not here, Duke Johnson. That saga kind of continues to swirl in the background. We talked about the running back situation, but that's not really going to come to a head until Kareem Hunt returns. So Duke Johnson is an important piece to this team if the Browns keep him around for that first half of the season.
Yeah, I was told by someone close to Duke yesterday that he was going to participate in OTAs. Now, he wasn't here on the first day, and he wasn't here on the second day, and we asked Freddie Kitchens about it today. He made it seem like he's not really expecting him until the mandatory minicamp in June. So we'll have to see how that goes. Duke posted something on Instagram today with himself in Browns gear. I thought that was a good sign, and we know that some of the coaches really like him a lot and are excited for him to show up here.
Yeah, for those people who love to follow along on Instagram, of course, Duke deleted a bunch of Browns stuff from his account. It's not the first time he's done it, so maybe it didn't mean anything, but it was good, at least for Browns fans, to see Duke in a Browns uniform. OTAs are going to continue. We've got 2 more weeks of them after this. We'll be out for 2 more practices, and then that mandatory minicamp, that first week in June. This spring program is in full swing, and we'll have full coverage of it at cleveland.com/Browns.